to fill that gap. Why a race? Why the ultra? What brought you to put all of those things together into a concise unit that promotes mental health?
The answer to that is quite a long and involved one. It wasn't a one-step decision to do this run for mental health. I was first of all a runner, and then a mental health advocate. So back in 2005, I ran my first marathon and crossed the finish line, and it was transcendental. This doing this marathon was amazing. I'm an engineer, and we had a training plan, we had a race plan, executed, and got the result that was predicted, and that's perfection, right? So and it was really hard and physically challenging, and I wasn't sure how much my body could take. So what was I capable of? At that time I was 45 years old. Can I do more? And I'd heard about longer runs, these ultras. So I ran an ultra, and when I ran that first marathon, I had signed up online and clicked a button to raise funds for the associated charity. And it was something that I had no connection with, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and raised $500 for a charity by sending out a few emails. And I thought that was,
this is easy. We can do this.
Exactly. That was pretty awesome. How can I do more? How can I make that better? So the next year I ran the Great Wall Marathon in China and raised more money for the Arthritis Society. And I've got arthritis. So each year after that, I would try to run a longer run or a more difficult run, and connect my run to a charity. So I did runs for Habitat for Humanity and the Canadian Diabetes Association and a few other charities. In 2014. I did really well in a 48-hour race. I finished as first place male. I've got the medallion over here. And I'm a back of the pack runner. So the only reason I finished as first place male is in 48 hours, I only slept, I think 3 little 20-minute naps, and all the other competitors would sleep for 4 hours each night. So I was like the tortoise and the hare thing, right?
Right.
So I was bragging to a buddy that I'd finished first place, and he said, "My wife just said you should run across Canada." And I thought, well, I've kind of already thought that, but I don't have enough vacation time. But the point of that is I was looking for what is there that's another challenge that's maybe longer than 48 hours. And so that was 2014. And I heard that this race director who organizes a race called Beast of Burden in Buffalo. So it's in upstate New York. And there's a summer version and a winter version. And they had organized a race from, I think it was Rochester, along the Erie Canal all the way to Buffalo, 600 some kilometers. And a friend of mine registered for it. So no peer pressure or anything. So I thought I had to register for that. And I'll do a fundraiser for, what should I do? That was a summer that Robin Williams died by suicide. There was a bunch of social media mainstream media coverage about our first responders and military struggling with PTSD and high suicide rates. And 2 of my older brothers had died by suicide. My wife, my daughter, my oldest sister all struggle with depression. So mental health. I've got to do this run for mental health. So taking kind of a step back from that, even at that stage, the main motivation was to do a run, to do the interesting run, to do the big project or the big challenge. It wasn't mental health advocacy. The mental health advocacy was when I run for a charity or for a cause, or up until that time, when I would do that, it would add a little bit more accountability to my run. So it would help me with my training. And
Right.
on these days, like this morning when there was 4 inches of snow outside,
Right.
if I don't have a little bit of outward accountability, or with that outward accountability, it makes it a little easier to lace up my shoes and go out for a run when I otherwise just want to stay in bed, right?